Yes, good afternoon. In the last class we discussed about the morphology of the leaf and modifications of the leaf in detail. Leaves are doing functions other than photosynthesis, so they are called as modifications. In some of the plants like cactus, leaves are modified to spines to reduce transpiration. In plants like physarum plant, pea plant, the leaves are modified into coiled spring-like structure called tendril. In plants like Nepenthes plants, leaves are modified to picture for catching the insect. In leaves like in scale leaves are modified in storage for food material, as in the case of onion. And in the plants like acacia, leaves are rachisis modified into leaf-like structure called phyllodes for photosynthesis. So the morphology of stem, root and leaf is over. So the first part of the chapter is over. Morphology of the vegetative part, stem, root and leaves are over. Let's see the second part of the chapter. Morphology of the flower, fruit and seed. They are the reproductive part of the plant body. Reproductive part means part related to reproduction are called reproductive part of the plant body. Flower, fruit and seeds are the reproductive part of the plant body. So we can see the morphology of flower and angiosperm flower in detail because that is related to practicals. Before seeing the parts of the flower, we have to discuss one point called as inflorescence. Inflorescence. Inflorescence means group of flowers on a common axis is called inflorescence. Group of flower on a common stalk is called inflorescence. Flowers may be solitary or seen as group. In many plants, flowers are very small, so they are seen as a group. Group of flower is called inflorescence. In many plants like hibiscus, flowers are large in size. So, such flowers may be large because can be easily identified by the insects. And if the flowers are large, as in hibiscus, they are seen single. But in plants like Ixora, flowers are seen very small, as in the case of coconut or ericaret or jasmine or Ixora. Flowers are seen as group. Group of flowers is called inflorescence. See, group of flowers on a common stalk is called inflorescence. You see that flower, the flower is there and single flowers may be single. Or flowers may be seen as a group. On a common stalk, we can see numerous flowers like that. And this group of flowers on a common stalk is called as inflorescence. Listen. Group of flowers, a common stalk is called inflorescence. The stalk of inflorescence is called as peduncle. Stalk of inflorescence is called peduncle. You are saying stalk of compound leaf is called rachis. Similarly, this common stalk is called peduncle and stalk of individual flower is called pedicel. Stalk of a flower is called pedicel. Stalk of tortoise stalk is called peduncle. Like similar to petiole and rachis. And see, so this is called inflorescence and this is called a flower. And inflorescence are of two types. There are two types of inflorescence explained in your textbook. And the two types of flower inflorescence are, first type is called racemose inflorescence and second type is called cymose inflorescence. Racemose inflorescence and cymose inflorescence. Inflorescence are broadly classified into two types, not two types, three types are there, but in your textbook it is explained only two. One is called racemose inflorescence and other is called cymose inflorescence. In racemose inflorescence, the reason is that the racemose inflorescence means 3 points you have remember. In the racemose inflorescence, axis grow continuously. Many plants are there like that. This axis grow continuously. See, this axis grow continuously. You are putting an arrow mark. Axis grow continuously. Many plants are there like the plants for Caesalpinia. Many plants are there. Inflorescence, axis grow continuously. And never ending a flower. At the tip region there is no flower. At the tip of inflorescence there is no flower. So I will mark like that. Never ending a flower. Because it will grow continuously. And flowers are arranged in this manner. Flowers are arranged in acropetal manner. See, flowers are arranged in acropetal manner. Acropetal manner means large flowers are seen at the top, old flowers are seen at the base, then next one, then next one, then next young flower, youngest flower. So, old flowers are seen at the base part, younger flowers are seen at the top. Such arrangement is called acropetal arrangement. So, remember there are 3 points. Axis grow continuously, never ending a flower. Arrangement of flower is called acropetal. Older flowers are seen at the base, younger flowers are seen at the top. Whereas in cymose inflorescence, as in the case of jasmine, here example is the Corolla is a typical example. I will show the plant later on. Corolla. And in the case of jasmine flower. See, in the case of jasmine, the example is cymose inflorescence. In the jasmine or in cymose inflorescence, the axis grow like that. It is of limited growth. It will not grow beyond that. It will of limited growth means it will not grow beyond that. And it ends in a flower. At the tip you can see a flower like that. Here there is no flower at the tip, it ends in a flower. So this ends in a flower, so it cannot grow beyond that. Then arrangement of flower is basipetal. This is called as basipetal. Basipetal means younger flowers are seen at the base and older flowers are seen at the top. Here older flowers are seen at the base, younger flowers are. This arrangement is called basipetal arrangement. Older flowers are seen at the base, younger flowers are seen at the top. But in jasmine like plants, older flowers are seen at the top. This will open first, younger flowers are seen at the top. That arrangement is called basipetal arrangement. So there are two types of inflorescence you have to study. Racemose inflorescence and cymose inflorescence. In racemose inflorescence, flowers, the axis grow continuously. Here axis of not grow continuously. Never end in a flower. End in a flower. Arrangement acropetal. Arrangement is called basipetal. Typical example is the jasmine. Here typical example is Corolla. I will show the plant later on in the next class. I will bring the yellow flowered plant in the next class. Okay. Then this is the two types of inflorescence. Then comes to the morphology of the flower. See, what is the morphology of the flower? You see, flowers are the reproductive part of the plant body, and flowers, the typical flower consists of a stalk of the flower. Stalk of the flower. This is stalk. It originates from the nodal region. Stalk of the flower is called pedicel. Stalk of the flower is called pedicel. And a typical flowering plant consists of 4 parts. Flower consists of 4 parts. Calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. Flower consists of 4 parts. Calyx, and this is very important for practicals. Calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. And calyx and corolla are called non-essential parts of the flower. Non-essential parts of the flower, because they are not directly related to reproduction. And these two, androecium and gynoecium, are called as essential part of the flower. See, totally 4 parts are there. Calyx and corolla. Outermost parts are called calyx and corolla. They are called non-essential, not so important. They are not related directly to reproduction. And other 2 parts, androecium and gynoecium, are called essential parts of the flower. Very, very important part of the flower because they are related to reproduction. The parts related to reproduction are called, very important, are called essential parts of the flower. Not directly related to reproduction are called as non-essential parts of the flower. So the typical flower consists of 4 parts: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. See parts one by one. See, the outermost part of the flower is called as calyx. See, to take a hibiscus flower, I can explain very simply. Flower, hibiscus flower. This outermost, in the next class I will show the parts for you. Outermost part of the flower, take the hibiscus flower. This green part of the flower, hibiscus flower, is called as calyx. This green part is called a calyx. And you can see structures like this, 5 structures. And this one part is called as sepal. See, if you are opening that, you can see structures like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structures like that. This is totally called a calyx. Take a hibiscus flower and observe very clearly. You can see this green part is called as calyx. And this is made up of sepals. 5 sepals are there. Calyx is made up of sepals. It is green in color. And the sepals may be free or joined. In many plants, the sepals can be seen. Many flowers, sepals can be seen like that. Sepals can be seen like that. And here sepals are free, not joined. Here sepals are joined. You can see the tip only. You can see 5 joints can be seen like that. If the sepals are joined, it is called gamosepalous condition. Gamosepalous condition. If the sepals are not joined, it is called polysepalous condition. Sepals may be joined or free. If the sepals are joined, it is called gamosepalous condition. If the sepals are not joined, it is called a polysepalous condition. All are technical terms for taxonomy practicals. Very, very important. You take the hibiscus flower, sepals are joined like that. You can see joints on that. This condition, if sepals are joined together, you can see 5 tips only. Tip only free. This condition joined is called as gamosepalous condition. If the sepals are free, it is called polysepalous condition. And what is the function of sepal? Sepals are green in color. They protect the flower in bud condition. You take a hibiscus flower, sepals will cover the flower completely. Sepal will cover the flowers completely. So sepals are protecting the flower in bud condition. So that's about the structure related to the outermost part of the flower called, you see, outermost part of the flower is called calyx. It is made up of sepal. Group of sepal is called calyx. Green color, protecting the flower in bud condition. Sepals will be joined or free. If joined, gamosepalous. If free, polysepalous condition. Second part, the colored part of the flower. The colored part of the flower, you see like that. This colored part of the flower. This colored part of the flower is called, Corolla. C-O-R-O-L-L-A. Red color, hibiscus red color. Colored part of the flower is called corolla. This one part is called petal. You see, some of the flowers you can see like that. Some flowers are like this. Yellow flower, Tivicia flowers can be seen like that. This yellow colored flower, you know this plant, flower. This is called corolla, this one is called, see this is called, this total is called, because if I can directly teach you, I can show the structures. Corolla, this one is called petal. So, colored part of the flower is called corolla. Yellow flower, you know that Kiwisha flower. Red flower in hibiscus. This colored part is called corolla. And this corolla is made up of what? Made up of petal. One piece is called one petal. So what is corolla? Group of petal is called corolla. And what is the function of corolla? This colored part. This corolla, colored part, what may be the function? Attracting the insect for pollination. It attracts the insect for pollination. There is no other smell. Color is there, smell is there. It attracts the insect for pollination. And these two parts, calyx and corolla, one give protection, one give attraction. So they are not directly related to reproduction. So they are called what? Non-essential parts of the flower. Calyx and corolla are called non-essential parts of the flower. Calyx made up of sepals, corolla made up of petals. See, gamopetalous, polypetalous. If they are joined, it's called gamopetalous. If the petals are joined in this plant, petals are joined, that condition is called what? Gamopetalous. If the petals is called gamopetalous. Sepalous and petalous. If they are free, it's called sepalous condition. It's a free, it's called polypetalous condition. Polypetalous condition. Gamopetalous and polypetalous condition. So, two parts, calyx and corolla. Which green part is called calyx and this red part is called corolla. And inner to that, there is a structure like that. You can see the flower clearly. Inside that, there is a structure, red structure like that. Red structure like that. And with these kind of structures like this. This is the male part of the flower. This is the male part of the flower like that. This male part of the flower is called androecium. This is the male part of the flower called androecium. And this is made up of stamens. Male part of the flower is called androecium and it is made up of stamens. Group of stamen, you can see structure like that. In hibiscus you can see structure like that. Red color, you can see small structures like that. This total is called androecium and this one part is called stamen. One part is called stamen. Androecium and stamens. So what is androecium? Male part of the flower is called androecium and one is called stamen. You see stamens like that. Stamen, one stamen. Second stamen, third stamen. Group of stamen is called androecium. One is called stamen. It is the main part of the flower. And stamen consists of, I will do a stamen separately. Stamen consists of a structure like that. Stamen with a filament. Stalk of, this is called filament. Stalk of the stamen is called filament and at the tip there is a structure called anther. The stalk is called filament and the structure is called anther. Inside the anther there are two chambers can be seen. Inside that there are two chambers can be seen. Holes can be seen inside. And these holes you can do separately later on and you can see structures like that. Inside there are chambers and inside the chamber you can see small yellow powder-like structures called as pollen grain. Pollen grain. You can see pollen grains inside. So the male part of the flower is called androecium. It is made up of stamens. Each stamen consists of a filament. At the tip there is an anther. Anther contains pollen grains or microspores or pollen grains. And pollen grains contain male gametes. This is the male part of the flower called androecium. And inside the androecium, there is a female part of the flower. I know whether can you follow or not. Inside the flower, there is a female part of the flower. Inside this red tube-like structure, if possible I will show in the next class, there is a female part of the flower. Inside this stem, inside this, there is a female part of the flower, and this female part is called as gynoecium. This is the female part of the flower. Innermost part of the flower. That innermost part of the flower is called gynoecium. It is called gynoecium. Gynoecium is made up of carpels. I will next class I will show an example. Gynoecium is made up of carpels. I will bring the flower and show the examples. And this is the female part of the flower. This is present inside. Inside you can see a structure like that. Inside you can see a white structure. This is called gynoecium. This is the innermost part of the flower. It is the female part of the flower called gynoecium. It is made up of carpels. I will show the carpels right form. Each gynoecium consists of a basal round part called ovary. That part is called ovary. And neck-like part is called style. And the tip is called stigma. Ovary, style and stigma. Three parts are there. Ovary, style and stigma. Inside the ovary, there is a tissue called placenta. Tissue called placenta. On the placenta, ovules are arranged. On the placenta, ovules are arranged. You can see inside this round structures can be seen called as ovules. This structure is called ovary. Inside the ovary there are ovules are present. The tissue is called placenta. Arrangement of ovules on the placenta is called placentation. Arrangement of ovule on the placenta is called placentation. So listen, the structures are very important for practicals, and you have to listen the classes once or twice or thrice. You have to compare with the notebooks, notes given. You have to compare it with the textbook is also there. You read all the text and notes and listen the class twice or thrice. Otherwise you cannot follow taxonomy and other remaining parts of the subject. So I am explaining writing and drawing the diagrams in the blackboard. So female part of the flower is called gynoecium, basal round part called ovary, neck-like part called style, and tip is called stigma. Inside the ovary there is a tissue called placenta. On this ovules are arranged. So this is called placenta, this is called ovule, and arrangement of ovule, difference arranged inside that. The arrangement of ovule on the placenta is called placentation. So typical flower consists of four parts: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Androecium is the male part of the flower and gynoecium is the female part of the flower. Okay, remaining we can see in the next class.